PyCharm. Me, I use PyCharm. So we create a new project. So our new project, we are going to call it, let's call it data types. So this is the name of our project. So we have to use this window. So now we are going to start with the first task. So the first task, let's create a new Python file and let's call it declare variables. So it is a Python file. So now we are going to start to declare different types of variables. So let's put here comment, declare different types of variables. So now we are going to start with integer. Let's use integer, for example, as a variable. Integer variable. That's integer variable. Let's make it. Let's give it a value of 10. So this is integer variable. So to comment in a Python, use this £, integer variable. Or it's integer value, not a variable. So now we are going to declare a string. So string variable. Let's call it string var. So let's give it a value of hello unleashed. So this is a string variable. String value. So in a string, we use this double quotation. So now we are going to declare a Boolean value. So let's declare a Boolean variable. So which is equal to, let's give it a value of true. True. So this is a Boolean variable. Boolean value. So now we are going to declare a float, this small number. So let's use float as a variable, and its value, let's make it 3.14. So this is a float variable, float value, float value. So now after that, this is our task number 1. So we are going to print variable values. So let's do it. Print variable values. So this is for task number 1. So now let's do print this integer. Let's print integer value. So we have to put here. You can come and copy this and paste it here. You see, we are going to print the value of this variable. So now let's print the string. So now we have to use this string. You have to copy this also. This variable is supposed to be there. So now we are going with Boolean. So let's print a Boolean. So Boolean value, have to bring this here, and let's go with a float. So print float. Have to copy this and paste it here. So now, as you see, this is task number 1. Let's try to run the program and see what is going to happen. You see, now we have the value of integer, which is 10. We have the value of a string, which is hello unleashed. We have a value of Boolean, which is equal to true. And we have the value of float, which is equal 3.14. So now we are going on number 2 to perform the basic operation of the variables. So let's create a new file again. Let's call it perform operations. Let's call it perform operations. It is a Python file. So now let's use this is for performing basic. This is for performing basic operations on variables. So now what you're going to start with, we have to concatenate the string. So to concatenate the string, let's start with a concatenation of a string. So a string concatenation. So it's a string concatenation. It uses a string concatenation. What's the issue? String concatenation. String concatenations. So let's see the issue. Okay, let's use this. So now I was writing as I was typing wrong. So let's use a string. Let's declare a variable of string number 1. So this is for string 1, which is equal to hello. Let's use the hello. So string number 2, let's make it equal unreached. Hello unreached. So now we are going to concatenate this string. So but you also need to add the space between words. So let's use let's declare the variable let's use the concatenate let's concatenate string, no problem, I think. So which is equal to string 1 plus, have to put here space. This is double quotation. So and plus string 2. So this is for adding. Let's use this is for adding space. It's for adding space between words. So now we are going to print the concatenated. So let's do it. Print conca. It is concatenated concatenated string. So it is have to bring this. Let's copy this variable here. So now what we need is to add this is for concatenating string. Other sub question is so we can let's try to run this only. You see the concatenated string, it is hello unreached, but we have also sub question. We have a sub question of adding two integers, for example. So let's do it adding. So it's for adding floats and integers. Floats and integers. So now what we do is let's start with an integer number. So let's use num equal. Let's make it 5. And float number. Let's make it equal to 2.5, for example. So now let's declare the variable of summation or sum result. It is sum result. So it will be equal to integer number, int num, this one, plus this one, float num. So now after that we have to print the result also. Print the result. So let's use integer here, use sum. No, this string summation of integer and float. So we have to copy this variable and put it here. So now you can learn this. You can learn this and see the result. You see now we have concatenated the string hello unleashed, and we have a summation of integer and the float 5 plus 2.5, which is equal 7.5. So now we are going to move on demonstrating local and the global of variables. So now let's get another file. So let's call it variable scope. It is a Python file. So now to demonstrate the local and the global scope of variables, we are going to start with showing the local scopes. So let's create a function. So let's make some comment. Function showing local variable. So now let's use diff as a keyword. Let's use local scope as an example. Local scope. So this is for local variable only. So now let's declare a variable local variable. So let's make it equal to let's say inside a function. Inside a function. So now, this is a local variable only, which is inside the function only. So let's use this function of print local variable, this one. So now we are going to call a function. So to call a function, let me add some comments. Call a function. So to call a function, you use this one, local scope example. It is the one that you are going to use. So local scope example, as you see, let's delete this. So as you see, now let's try to run this. See, I'm inside a function. Now you see. But when we try to uncomment this, for example, let me give you an example. Let's use, for example, global. Let's declare a global variable. Global var equal let's use a global variable. Let's use a global variable. Write it to bus global variable. So this global variable accessible through anyway. So let's write a function demonstrating global variable access. So let's me try to run this and see what is going to happen. Nothing, that's to return. We have to write something for accessing this global. So now let's define the function or the method. So define let's equal it access global. Access global. Let's add it here. So in access global, we have to print. I'll have it to bring a global variable. This one here. Global variable. This one. So after that, we have it to call a function. So access global function, then let it print global variable. Print global variable. This one. So now let's run the program. You see, I'm inside function. I'm a global variable. But why it is coming double? Let's rate this. Let's rate this and see what's happening. You see, I'm inside the function and I'm a global variable. So guys, if you enjoyed this video and if you're more interested, do subscribe on Unleashed. Thank you for watching.